Good evening and welcome to the Coach Derrick Burroughs Show. I am your host, Justin Robertson, and with me, once again, we have the man himself, Coach Derrick Burroughs. How you doing, Coach?
Glad to be here. It's always better after a win.
Yeah, you guys had a big win this week. You had a 40-20 win over Texas College. Winning the CME Classic back-to-back, the first annual and second annual. How does it feel to win that?
Well, it feels pretty good. Yes, that's a heck of a way to start out the football season. Kids played hard. We got a little gassed at one time. It was very humid. It was very hot, but I'm very proud of our kids, and they gave us 100%.
Yeah, you guys had a big game. Your offensive line seemed to be doing very well.
Yeah, I thought that we could run the ball whenever we wanted to, and I thought we had a great defensive first half. Now we let up a little bit on the second half, but the offense came through with running the football, and I thought the whole game we were pretty much in control of the game.
Yeah, you guys went up. You ended the first half with a field goal. You went up 10-6.
Right.
And then in the third quarter, you guys had like a spark. You scored 21 unanswered points.
Right.
What was that conversation in the locker room to give the guys that extra spark?
Well, you know, we kind of knew going into halftime that we could run the ball when we wanted to, and the conversation was, you know, it was a very hot, very humid day, and I thought that we were a little bit more in shape than they were at the time. Well, we saw them gasp, and we thought that we could run the ball when we got ready. So the plan was to run the ball, and then throw the ball after we kind of got where we wanted to be.
Speaking of throwing the ball, you have the two quarterback thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
How is that working?
Well, I mean, we won our first game, so evidently it's working pretty good.
But like, you gonna do that for the rest of the season?
We gonna do whatever it takes for us to win football games. Let's play one quarterback, two quarterbacks. You might even see a third. You never know. Yeah.
You guys racked up over 500 yards of total.
Yeah, man, that was great. You know, when offense put up those kind of numbers as a head coach and as a D coordinator, man, I'm happy because, you know, we spend a lot of time on the field offensively, and the more offense spends on the field, the less defense spends on the field.
Yeah, Texas College had the ball for like 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had the ball for 22 minutes per se, and y'all was up y'all won by 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the defense did what they were supposed to do on the defensive side.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all held them to 248 yards of total offense.
Yeah, that's pretty
How
good.
do you feel about your defense's play?
Well, for the first game, I thought we played pretty decent. Now, I'd like to see us improve over the next couple of games. But 248 yards of total offense is not bad. That's pretty decent. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you can't. They let up 514 yards, so
right.
they got some
work to do.
Work to do, yeah. But you guys play a heck of a game. I wanted to come along with you guys down there, but it was hot.
Okay.
I'd rather stay here in
Right.
this heat than go down there in that heat.
Right.
But you took, like you said, y'all guys took control of the running game. You felt that y'all can run the ball at any time.
Right.
Like, what gave y'all that well, we can do what we want against them?
Well, I never said we could do what we wanted.
Well, you guys can run the ball.
I thought that the offensive line was blocking well. I thought the running game was going with Marcus Reynolds. He had a total of 148 yards of rushing. Marcus Holiday had 148 yards of rushing.
And Reynolds had 84 yards.
Marcus Reynolds had 84 yards of rushing and a touchdown. Justin Rubin did a lot of good things. So
Justin scored too.
Yeah. So I thought that we were in control of the game the whole time.
That's good. If you feel like you can be in control of the game the whole time, in the trenches, your defensive line had a heck of a game. The freshman Cameron Brown, his game was good. For him to be a freshman, how did you feel about his first game?
Well, actually, Cameron is not a freshman. Cameron is a junior. Yeah, Cameron is junior. So, but to comment on Cameron, he did play very hard, and I was very proud of our defensive line. I think they had about 5 sacks for the first game, and I think that's great. So I was very proud of Cameron, along with the rest of the defensive line. They played very well.
McQueen, I think his name, Demarcus McQueen, and DeMichael McQueen, and Cortez Robier led y'all with 8 tackles apiece.
Right.
So I know you're happy being a defensive guy that you guys, your defensive line did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always happy for the win, but I'm always happy when the defense plays well and the offense plays well. But I always say defense wins championships. So if the defense plays well, I'm always happy. If they never score, they can't ever win.
Cameron had a safety as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had a sack for a safety.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
That was big for us.
You guys, in the what was that? At the end of the third quarter, you was up 31-12.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? What's the conversation going into the fourth quarter? Up 31-12.
It didn't really matter to us whether we're up 31 or down 31. We're still trying to win the football game.
Right.
We don't celebrate until a game is over. So we're still trying to win the game. We're still trying to do some things to help us improve our offense and defense. So we don't count our eggs before they hatch.
Right. You guys had 9 penalties for 125 yards. Right. Did that have like some of an effect on the game?
The penalties that we had, I was very disappointed about that. But I'll chalk it under first game jitters, and it was our first game. Some of the defensive players, that was their first time, out in a long time.
Right.
So hopefully we'll make improvements from the 9 penalties during the Morehouse game.
That's great. We'll be right back with Coach Derrick Burroughs, and we'll get to talk about Morehouse this upcoming week. Welcome back to the Coach Derrick Burroughs Show. Last year, you guys played Morehouse, and you guys lost 24-21. This year, you traveled down there to Atlanta to play them. What's your mindset going into that game? Looking over film from them just playing UAPB last week. What's your mindset going into that game right now?
My mindset is always to go down there and hopefully bring another win back. Of course, every year is a different year.
Right.
Every team is a different team, but the game plan is always to go and get a W. So we're in the film room trying to come up with the best possible strategy that we think can help us win.
They played a Division I school last week.
Mm-hmm.
They lost.
Mm-hmm.
What's the feel that seeing them playing a Division I school, and what's the expectations going into Saturday against them, seeing them playing against a D1 school, and
who they play wouldn't have any significance to my thought process, our thought process.
Right.
Being in a Division I school or Division III school, that wouldn't have any bearing on the way we would break down film or the way we would look at them. We just try to concentrate on what we need to do to win this next football game.
UAPB's running back rushed for over 100 yards, 128 mm-hmm. yards to be
right.
exact on their defense. Your running back, he had a pretty good game last week.
So, you mean Holiday?
Yes.
Okay.
So going into this game, like, do you feel that you can run the ball, basically whenever you like?
Well, that was a previous game that I said that I felt like we could run the ball. That would have
going into this game.
That would have nothing to do with Morehouse. Every game is different. Every team is different. Of course, Morehouse offers a different struggle, a whole new different team. I think Morehouse is a much better team than Texas College, so we got our hands full. So I said on Texas College that I thought we had control of the game, and we're putting together hopefully a game plan to help us come out with a victory, no matter how many yards we rush for.
Their offense was held to 278 yards.
Right.
Going to the game, the defense, the way they played last week, how do you stop their positives going to the game?
You mean how do you stop their offense?
Yes.
Right. Well, that when we get together as a coaching staff, as a defensive staff, we kind of throw things by each other in terms of what we think would work, what we think will stop the run, what we think will help us stop the passing game. So as a collective defensive staff, we kind of put it all together, and hopefully whatever we put together kind of turns out and works for us. At least that's what we're hoping.
So your defense against this Morehouse offense, their offense, from what I was seeing, it really didn't seem like they kind of struggled last week. Mm-hmm. And the way Dragons defense plays, what can I say? You guys, do you feel like you can dominate their offense?
No, I don't know whether we could dominate or not. Our objective is to go down and win the game, whether we dominate or not. I'm perfectly okay with winning by 1 point. So dominating is not important. It'd be nice, but dominating is not important to us. We just kind of want to go down and play a great game. We want to come out with a W, and go from there.
Man, this week 2, you had a great week 1. Got a full season ahead of you. But how do you feel after the week? The first week is over. The first game is through. Mm-hmm. All the first game jitters are basically thrown away. How do you feel going into the rest of the season?
Well, I kind of take one game at a time. So I'm right now I'm concerned about going into Morehouse game, and I'm preparing our kids to go and play Morehouse, and getting prepared to watch Morehouse film and put a game plan together that we hope that will be a positive game plan, that we come out with a victory. So our whole focus this week is Morehouse. And we'll address each game as it comes every week.
Okay. We'll be right back with segment 3 of the Coach Derrick Burroughs Show. Welcome back to the Coach Derrick Burroughs Show. Morehouse quarterback went down in the third quarter. They put due to what they say is injury, they put the freshman in. Does that make the preparation for the Morehouse a little more difficult, or?
Well, it could. However, I don't know how severe his injury was, and but whatever the case may be, we will be prepared for both quarterbacks. But you never know. So I don't even know how severe his injury is. So
might be a minor injury, might be.
Right. But we'll prepare for both quarterbacks.
Okay, we have a new segment we just entered for this year. We open up the questions for audience, fans to ask you whatever. If you have any questions, you can contact us at broadcast@lanecollege.edu, or on Instagram at Lane Athletics, or Facebook at Lane College Athletics, or you can message us on Facebook and Instagram. The first question is, Richard asks, Coach, you played football at the University of Memphis and for the Buffalo Bills. What are some of the things that you found different from transitioning from a player to a coach?
Well, as as a coach and as a player, you transition physically, but you don't transition mentally. Because I'm out there coaching our kids every day, I'm still out there playing. I'm just not physically out there playing, but I'm playing mentally, and I'm playing through the kids I coach. So in my mind, I'm still playing.
Still out there
but physically, no, I'm not still playing. But I love coaching, and I love coaching our kids, and when I'm out there, man, it seems like I'm still out there playing. I'm just not physically out there.
Maheen wonders, what are some of the challenges that you find coaching at Lane College? Mm-hmm. And do these seem to be the same or different compared to the larger schools?
Right. Well, of course, some of the biggest challenges we face at the smaller HBCU schools is finances, where you see the mega stadiums and the big stadiums, and kids are so impressed by what they see, and then when a student athlete comes to your school and they don't see the facilities that they're looking for, or mm-hmm. their high school facilities are better than their college facilities, that can have a very negative effect on recruiting. So it's a challenge, but regardless of where you are, if you have a love and a passion for the game,
right,
just keep doing it. It doesn't matter. It don't matter.
Latrice asks, what is it about Lane College that keeps you here, and why do you enjoy coaching here at Lane?
Well, you know what, I left Lane 1 year, and after 1 year, my contract was terminated, and I could not. I'm still trying to figure out, how did I finish third in the conference in total defense in the SWAC, and I didn't get my contract renewed. But to make a long story short, really, I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. I left Lane to take another job, and then ironically, the head coaching job came open again, and I came back, and I just said, you know what, maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. So I don't put resumes out there anymore. I don't look for jobs. I'm happy here. Yeah.
Jasmine asks, this year you had 2 players signed with NFL teams.
Right.
As a coach, how does that make you feel, and how do you think it would help the program?
Yeah. Well, anytime a small school like Lane College can have guys going to the pros, it always helps out recruiting. Whenever kids come to Lane or come and walk inside of our athletic facility right next door, and they see players' jerseys on the wall that came from Lane, and a lot of times they don't even know that the player ever played at Lane. A lot of people don't know Jacoby Jones came out of Lane College. Right. So that always helps recruiting, because you never try to smash a player's dream, and even players here at Lane dream about playing in the NFL. Now, 99% of them won't ever touch an NFL field, but that should never stop you from dreaming. Right. So we don't sell NFL. We sell, graduated from college. We got a 78% graduation rate amongst our student athletes here at Lane. So I sell graduation, and I sell, if you're good enough, I'll be the best mouthpiece you have. But we don't sell trying to get to the NFL here.
Jamal asks, as Lane College changes and grows, do you feel that the football and the athletic department will play a part in that change?
Well, I sure hope so, because I think that athletics is really kind of the front porch of every college and university. Mm-hmm. So I think as athletic grows, and it can't do anything but help grow the student body, the population of the whole campus. And I think student athletes, the other students, want to be a part of good football teams. Right. They want to be a part of good basketball teams. Right. A lot of students go to Alabama because of football. A lot of people go to Duke because of basketball. So I think as our athletic programs improve, more students will want to be involved with Lane College.
Um, how do you balance your time between being athletic director and the head football coach?
Well, I can't sit and say it's not hard sometimes, particularly during football season. But this is my sixth year. So after 6 years, I've managed to handle it pretty well. It's really just the 10 weeks, the 10, 11 weeks of football season. But after that, it kind of eases up. But the 10 to 11 weeks of football season is really kind of the hardest weeks of the whole year, to be honest. So after football season, it really kind of eases up. So it's really not that difficult.
How are things changing in the athletic department?
Well, you had to know what the athletic department was like when I first got here. So, you know, when Dr. Hampton got here, who's an advocate of athletics, who's a former track guy, it's always good to have your president a former athlete. So that's a good thing. So, you know, compared to the way it was when I first got here, it's not even in the same hemisphere. So I'm proud and happy to have a guy that loves athletics. And I'm even happier to have a president that will even come to your games, because before we didn't have a president that would come to our games.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with them audience questions. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations on your first win of the season. Hope many more into the rest of the season. Okay. Going into this week, good luck.
Thank you very much.
And there you have it. My name is Justin Robertson. And this is Coach Derrick Burroughs, and I holla. Did I really just say that?